So, Wuthering Waves, my favorite gacha game, is having their first anniversary patch, which is important for gacha gamers. Why? Because first year anniversaries are a big deal. Basically, you get a lot of free stuff. So, needless to say, expectations were high, especially because Kuro Games has a pretty strong reputation. We were under the impression we would be getting some sort of free 5-star, whether it be a standard 5-star character or a standard weapon of our choice, maybe even a limited character of our choice. YouTubers such as myself made tons of videos hyping up the anniversary and gassing up Kuro Games. I almost made a video myself, but I'm glad I didn't, because turns out none of that's important. We're only getting like 20 pulls, bikini skin, and like a shitload of rerun banners. Now, why is this a problem? Now, it's cool Kuro Game wants to give us a bunch of rerun banners to get characters we might have not had an opportunity to get, but excuse me guys, where's this money coming from? Is it coming straight out of my pockets? So my anniversary gift is to pay you guys for rerun banners. Bruh. Turns out Wuthering Waves is just another gacha game and Kuro Games is just another gacha company. I think we need to keep that in mind. Is it necessarily their fault that everybody was gassed up and later disappointed because we didn't get what we thought we were getting? Not necessarily, but at the same time, are fans in the wrong for expecting a lot? I don't think so. See, a lot of people, a lot of Kuro bots will say, oh, this is what you get when you have such high expectations. That's why you gotta be like me and have no expectations. Well, that's not the answer, guys. At the end of the day, this is a gacha game, and you guys need to realize we are getting the short end of the stick no matter what happens. Gacha games are incredibly manipulative, and they just take advantage in general. So there is no such thing as having high expectations. Your expectations should be through the roof. And if a gacha company does something you don't like, you gotta let them know about it. In my opinion, I would argue even if you didn't have high expectations, even going in blind, I feel like this anniversary feels lackluster. I mean, where is the surprise? Where's the anticipation? Where's that feeling of like they give a shit about our experience? It just feels like they're going through the motions. Are they turning into Hoyoverse? Is it the worst thing in the world that we're not getting that much from this event, this anniversary? Not really. But at the same time, you're completely in the right to feel the way you feel, and you should voice your complaints. There's no need to be toxic about it, but you can say, I'm a bit disappointed with the anniversary rewards. You can say that all over the internet. You can say that in their surveys. Let them know. At the end of the day, you should never stop asking from a gacha company. You should never settle, because it's clearly evident what Kuro Games is doing. I feel like Kuro Games' philosophy is to just one-up Genshin. Like, it could be by 1 decimal. As long as they're doing it better than Genshin Impact, they think they're fine. Genshin Impact gives you 10 pulls for an anniversary. They'll give you 20 pulls and call it a day. So you guys can't let this happen. You guys need to complain and realize that at the end of the day, a gacha game is a gacha game. And don't let anybody tell you you're in the wrong for expecting a lot. That's my 2 piece. At the same time, I don't really blame Kuro, because they didn't tell us they were going to give us 5 stars or whatever. We just assumed that. So it's really not on them. But at the same time, I feel like they're being kind of frugal with the way they're going about this anniversary. And if we don't speak up, we might have another Genshin Impact on our hands. So voice your concerns. No need to be toxic. And in my opinion, don't tell anybody that they should have low expectations, and you should have high expectations. Don't settle. I'm not gonna lie, I was in the honeymoon phase a bit. I came back to this game and I was glazing a bit, but now you're gonna see me be a lot more critical of this company. That's right, Kuro Games, I'm on your ass now. Pause. We had an improvement video coming up along the way. Now it feels like the perfect time to be a bit critical. But let me know what you guys think. Are you guys disappointed? I've seen a lot of comments giving constructive criticism to this game recently, so I know you guys aren't just sitting here just accepting everything. At the end of the day, this just doesn't really feel like an anniversary. It feels like any other patch with a little bit of a spin, and it's just such a letdown and a missed opportunity, because I feel like if they were more generous, it would create such crazy PR and they could be one of the leading open world gacha games in this space. If they were constantly keeping this upward trend of keeping their players satisfied, the positive PR would bring in more people, in my opinion. But it seems like they're just kind of cashing out. I don't know. Remember, at the end of the day, This is all Tencent's fault. Probably, allegedly. There are some minor things that I want to talk about. We'll finally be able to get to change our Echo's main stat, but a lot of people have made me realize that we can't change the substats, which is usually the most important and hardest thing about min-maxing your artifacts. So there's that. No word on them fixing the Echo experience issue or tuning. I don't have much of a problem with tuning, but I've seen a lot of people talk about that. And something that people have complained about, I didn't realize, I also complain about this. Why can't we fly in other regions? It's the best part of the game. You can't fly in any of the older regions. I don't see any reason to not be able to fly in the older regions, and I'm glad that people are irritated about that, like me, because I was wondering why nobody complained about this, but I guess everybody's been complaining about it. It's just sad. We really praise this game a little too hard. It's a gacha game at the end of the day. And moving forward, I'm just going to look at this company a lot more critically. I mean, I always noticed how this game had my player experience in mind. It doesn't seem like they have the player experience in mind. All those rerun banners, and they expect us to still have gems left over for Zani. They are just pumping this game right now. I have no idea why. Is Kuro Games strapped for money or something? This is wild. I mean, what do they expect from players seeing all these characters on the rerun banners and then somebody loses a 50-50? It's just like, where do they think we have all the gems for this? I don't get it. Very anti-consumer. Feels like they're treating us as a number. One thing I do want to emphasize though is the players are not at fault for feeling a bit gassed up, because even if they didn't tell us they were going to give us 5-star selectors, this and that, they did sort of gas up this anniversary. We were under the impression that it was going to be something big. Almost forgot. One thing that is extremely hype, they got a Cyberpunk collab, which is crazy. I didn't see that coming. Cyberpunk's one of my favorite IPs, so I'm extremely gassed for that. It's just sad that I can't hype it up as much as I want to, because I really want to really push into your guys' minds that this is BS. Like, this is some BS that Wuthering Waves is on, and we gotta just judge them with more scrutiny. Like, we can't just look at them like the savior of gacha games now. Like, they're on the naughty list, just like Hoyoverse, alright? so no more excuses for Kuro Games. But yeah, this is why I don't watch most gacha live streams. I've just found when I have, often times than not, I'm just more disappointed. I'd rather just go in blind. But this was an anniversary, so I really wanted to know. But yeah, and that Cyberpunk collab's not coming until like 2026. So yeah, is Wuthering Waves cooked? Are you guys happy, mad, sad? Or how are you guys coping with this? Let me know in the comments. What would Kuro Games have had to do to make this anniversary a banger? I think a 5-star selector of some kind, even a standard banner character, would have been lit. I know that was just a rumor, and that got my expectations high, but that's what would have satisfied me. If not that, like 50 pulls or something like that. I would have been beyond satisfied, and then maybe some sort of surprise later on, like some sort of prize on the top of the 50 pulls. I'm not quite sure what, something that would have made me hype if it wasn't just a free 5-star. I don't know, maybe a free skin, but that's my opinion. If you want my honest thoughts, I give this patch like a 5 out of 10. Just a basic patch. Feels like another day. Feels like they're just going through the motions with this. And I know this video has been heavily focused on rewards. I do enjoy the game for what it is in terms of gameplay, but at the end of the day, guys, this is a gacha game. It's all about the goodies. I truly hope that this is just temporary and Kuro Games goes back to being the generous, consumer-friendly, quote-unquote, gacha game. But I don't know. This looks like a bad downward trend. So hopefully people speak up and don't settle. Peace.